Over the course of my entire life, I've been experiencing Walt Disney World in the eyes of a tourist. I come from where I am and I go to Florida and Walt Disney World. Sometimes I drive with my family years ago. Nowadays, we fly. And that's all about to change as I become a Florida resident. Knowing my view of the magic will change slightly, I wanted to make a video all about the things I know in advance I'm going to miss as a Florida resident versus being a tourist to Disney World. Of course, I'm going to miss my family more than anything else, but this video is all about those Disney-related things that I'm going to miss. The very first one is Disney's Magical Express. Disney's Magical Express has been taking me to and from the Walt Disney World Resort for years, and to me it has become a part of the experience. I step off the plane, I get into Orlando International Airport, I hop on the bus, and it takes me to my resort. And then sometimes not always, I'll try and rush back at the very last second to catch the inspirational Magical Express back to Orlando International Airport. It's become kind of the beginning and the end of each adventure. When I'm a Florida resident, I still expect to use the Magical Express every now and then, maybe for a staycation before I have to fly out, or maybe when I'm coming back and then I want to experience a staycation right away. But usually, most of the time, I will not be utilizing Disney's Magical Express, and I will miss it. The big question that I have, is it going to take away from the magic? It's definitely going to change the magical experience that we have together, but I don't think it's going to take away from it, because I know we'll be able to use it in the future for staycations. Maybe I'll want to use it to get to the cruise ships. Who knows? Things will change in the future, but I know it's still there if I do feel like taking it. In addition to the Magical Express, there's a bigger part of this, and that's the planning for the adventure. Being able to go into Walt Disney World any day that I want to is going to be a magical experience in and of itself, but I definitely will miss the planning process, putting the plans together, thinking about the fast passes and dining, and what do I want to experience, putting that whole thing into a list. Now I won't be doing it in the same way. I will miss that, I definitely will, but it'll be a different style of the magic. Even though I won't be creating a plan every time I go to Walt Disney World, I still will be planning adventures like Disney Cruises and Aulani, Adventures by Disney, Disneyland, California Adventure, and of course overseas Disney parks as well, where I can plan out what I want to do each and every day. So that's not really going away, it's kind of adapting. Something else that a few friends of mine brought to my attention is the idea of budgeting in a different way. When I go to Walt Disney World, I do have a budget, how much I want to spend on food and merchandise and all of those things, but usually it can go over just a little bit. I leave myself just a little bit of breathing room just in case. I have heard from friends that when you're right there all the time, it is extremely easy to just go off to the park anytime you want, get as much as you want all the time, go out for dinner every single night, and that kind of thing gets very expensive very fast. On a 5 or 6 day adventure, I can say to myself, you know what, I'll just splurge an extra dinner and I'll save up elsewhere. When you live right there, you have to be much more vigilant of these things. So I definitely have to watch out for that. That is something I definitely will miss. On the flip side, however, it also means I'll be able to try some of those very special treats that are sometimes seasonal or only out for special events. I'll never miss one of these sweet or savory treats in the future. There is another part of Disney Adventures that has been on my mind recently, and that's the rush through the park that we usually feel on vacation. Now, it's true I've been spending a lot of time in recent years trying to learn to relax at Disney, take it a little bit slower, take my time, but now it looks like we're going to be able to take that to the next level by really appreciating all of those details, and I am looking forward to that. I really am. At the same time, there is part of me that feels like, oh, I kind of do miss, rushing around a little bit, trying to see and do absolutely everything. And as much as I'm going to miss that, I'm really going to enjoy the relaxation piece. And if I want to rush around in the future, I've got other Disney destinations for that. Those will be my vacation destinations. Last but not least, a question. If you're a resident of Florida and live relatively close to Walt Disney World, do calories still not count at Disney? That is definitely something I am going to miss. When we go to Walt Disney World, I love to experience all those slushies and ice creams and savory treats, but now I guess that does have to change just a little bit, because if I eat like that every single weekend or during the weekdays here and there as well, it just wouldn't work. It would not work for me. not something I'm going to be able to do. That being said, I am planning on going to the gym quite a bit, so maybe I'll be able to counterbalance some of those calories with gym time. Hopefully I'll be able to make that work. There are definitely plenty of things that I'm going to miss as a tourist to Walt Disney World. That being said, there are so many positives on the list, like being able to try different things, new attractions, pay attention to those details, and plan other adventures and go on vacation on the Disney Cruise Line or Alani or other destinations. That I think is going to counterbalance it to a point where I am really comfortable and happy. Those are my thoughts. I would love to hear from you. What else do you think I may miss as a Florida resident and no longer a tourist to Walt Disney World and Florida? And do you think that there are other destinations that will kind of counterbalance all of this? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Now, today's video is the last one I'm going to publish in this studio. I was hoping to have videos come out all the way through the move so that I could go right into the new studio, but unfortunately I have totally run out of time. At the time that you're seeing this video, the movers are putting everything into boxes. The next day it all goes on the truck. So I've just run out of time. I've got to pack up everything around me, but not to worry. I will be vlogging the entire adventure and I will publish the moving vlogs after we get there. Now, that being said, there is going to be a small break on my channel where videos will not be coming out every single day. It could last for maybe 3, 4, possibly 5 days, but as soon as we get set up with a new studio and I can just work on the computer and start editing those vlogs, I will get videos out every single day at 8 a.m. back on our schedule. But during the transition, there is going to be a bit of a break. Now, once the lights and the computer and the desk and the pin boards are all packed and ready to go, I am going to try and publish a quick clip here and there on social media and maybe 1 or 2 on YouTube just to give you an update as to what's going on. But then the travel vlogs come out after that. So stay tuned. So much magic to be had in the coming days. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.